Good morning, entrepreneurs, and welcome to show number 149. Happy Friday, July 17th, 2026. I'm your host, Kim White, and I am joined today by the interview king himself, Adam Rothenberg. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Kim. I am so excited to be here this morning and excited for everybody watching. Good morning, entrepreneurs. We're very excited to have you with us.
Very.
And you are in the right place if you are an entrepreneur, a creator, or a small business owner who wants a simple, focused way to build and grow a digital business without getting lost in the complexity. It's especially for people who value clear, practical guidance they can act on daily to turn ideas into offers, audience, and revenue.
Love that, Adam.
Thank you. And there's no better way to do that than by going to one of our favorite places in the world, Entrepreneurland.
Entrepreneurland is the land we live in, and this show's theme is hard-headed versus tenacious. And let me just calm everybody down for just a second. I am going to give the definition, but if you find yourself in either of these definitions, just know you're in good company because we all kind of cross that line back and forth. So the definition of hard-headed is unwilling to change your mind or approach, even when shown new information, feedback, or consequences. That's one side of the coin, but the same coin on the other side is, well, let's finish that definition. Hard-headed people tend to cling to their way because of stubbornness or pride, which can block growth, collaboration, and better solutions. And let me just tell you, we represent well the hard-headeds out there because I have been very hard-headed in my lifetime. So just want to make sure you know that. The key traits: resist feedback, equates changing your mind with losing, often repeats the same mistakes. Yep, been there, done that. So just want you to know, if you know somebody like that, you might share the show with them so that they can, see how they can change that too. But the other side of that same coin is tenacious. Tenacious is committed to a goal and willing to persist through difficulty while still being open to learning, adjusting, and improving the approach. Tenacious people don't quit easily, but they're flexible about how they get there. We are very tenacious around here. So some of the key traits are: we stay focused on the goal, adapt strategy when needed, and use feedback and setbacks to improve. So being hard-headed is refusing to change. Being tenacious is refusing to give up while being willing to change. And I have been all of that in my lifetime, Adam.
I was just about to say, Kim, since you use the analogy of the coin, I would just continually be spinning around and around and around because on the one hand, I am very tenacious, and on the other hand, I can be very hard-headed. And like
Hopefully the show today will help everyone pick a side of the coin, right?
Exactly. And I hope the side that I end up on is the tenacious side and not the hard-headed side. But like you said, Kim, hard-headed to me is also like similar to being stubborn. You think you're always right no matter what. And tenacious looks like flexibility. You're willing to hear the feedback. You're open to new ideas, new ways of doing things. And tenacious allows you to move the needle forward because you are accepting the things that can be done differently. You're accepting things can be done differently. And hard-headedness keeps you stuck because you don't want to hear what someone else has to say.
Well, I'm going to give some good news. Stick around to the end of the show because we have a sure way of getting you unstuck if you're feeling overwhelmed and a little hard-headed, little tenacious, whatever it is. We do have a way to get you unstuck. So stick around for that.
Oh, I can't wait.
I will tell you, one of the things that I love about the show the most is the celebrations we do on the GME Chronicles. Jill does such a good job of, sharing those. The team puts it together. Like, I want to say this, it's a big job. Jill tallies things and keeps us on track. But we're not here to show off. We're not here to showboat. We're here to celebrate these wins with you, our sweet, watcher, because we want you to know what you can be looking for your own celebration things. So I think we should go into the Chronicles, Adam, and check out this week's numbers.
Thank you, Kim and team. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the GME Chronicles. I am Jill Olish, and I've got your community updates. The GME Chronicles is our space to celebrate how we're moving the needle in our businesses. We share these numbers out loud, not to show off, but to show it's possible when we build and grow together. To catch you up, here's what's been happening around the community. Our leaders and creators have been hosting classes, workshops, and gatherings that keep us moving forward in life and business. Take a look at some of the events and activities from this week. Inside My Sexy Business, the community has been buzzing with masterminds, live sessions, and special gatherings to support you as you build a business you actually want to own. Here's a few of the highlights from this week in the My Sexy Business community. On the content front, we saw new releases from our writers and creators, adding more stories, strategies, and support for you to plug into throughout the week. On the live stream front, our community has been showing up with live shows, special events, and new clips, including broadcasts from My Sexy Business on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to the My Sexy Business YouTube channel so you never miss an upcoming show or new clips. On the podcast side, head to your favorite podcatcher to listen in to shows hosted by podcasters from the community. You can connect with all of our roving reporters through the GME directory. Just head to mysexybusiness.com/GME and look for the big red button. Check out the amazing total for this week and grand total, all done collectively by this community in just 4 years and counting. We're looking forward to sharing even more updates next week. If you're ready to join in on the fun around here, we invite you to join us at these events, activities, and inside the My Sexy Business community. Back to you in the GME studio.
Gotta get my mug. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to the numbers.
Yes.
Man, did you see the numbers?
I sure did. Oh my gosh, it's incredible. And can I just add one thing that hit me while I was watching the GME Chronicles is that, as you mentioned before we showed them, this is a celebration of everything that we've gotten done collectively in the past 4 years. But the thing the Chronicles doesn't show are some of the wins behind the scenes that get done. Like, if you're, like, for you watching, if you haven't launched something yet, but you got a step done for towards that launch, then that is also a win to celebrate. So there's all different ways you can celebrate a win. And this is our way of doing it for our community. And we hope it inspires you to find ways for you to celebrate within your business.
I love that you added that, Adam. And I have to say, all of us who have a podcast or a show, anything, we started at 0. And you're right about those numbers don't tell the whole story. They tell the finished part of it. But there was a lot happened before that 0 became a 1 or a 2 or a 7,000. So you're very right, Adam. I think that speaking of podcasts and podcasters, I want to call out something for the shout outs this week. Adam, you are celebrating something that a lot of podcasters just never get to. They never get to this place. So I would love to share a quick little video. So happy podcast birthday, Adam. 7 years is a long time to be podcasting, and it makes me very proud. I want to tell everybody, Adam is proof of being tenacious with his podcast. Remember, hard-headed means repeating the same mistakes and calling it persistence. That's not what Adam did. Tenacious means learning from the mistakes. And we all make mistakes when we start podcasting, and trying smarter, not just harder. I think podcasting shows, which, you are with you, Adam. I'm going to talk about you. I'm proud of you because you've pivoted and adjusted when you needed to make your podcast better and better. And with over 50,000 downloads, I think your listeners are proud too. There's no myth about that. I'll just say, bearing it all with Call Me Adam podcast.
Oh, thank you, Kim. And thank you for that wonderful celebration. And I'm grateful to every single person who has listened to my podcast. And I thank you for tuning in.
I love it, Adam.
And speaking of myths, Kim, one myth that I feel comes up a lot as an entrepreneur and business owner is that when you have an idea to do something, we often think, I want to do this, and we just expect it to happen. And I love what Kat has to say in today's Military Minute segment, which is sponsored by the Sisters in Service podcast. And Kat is going to talk about the reality of getting things done in business.
Kat, I know you've talked about tenacity as a big military trait. Can you share a time in business when that tenacity kept you going when most people would have quit?
I think it helps me to let me backtrack. When I started, I think you have to start. But I also think that when you have a big project in front of you, that like the symposium. So I do an annual symposium, and it was this big thing that I wanted to do. I just didn't know how to put it together, and learning those steps from my community and what to do, and then putting it together and not quitting because I really wanted to do it. I wanted to see it through. And that's what most veterans want, is to see it through to the end. And also my project management background probably helps a lot too.
The symposium is lovely. Thank you, Kat. Symposium's coming up in October. I just want to throw that out there, Adam. I cannot wait.
It is going to be another incredible, incredible event. If you have not attended Cat Symposium yet, you are in for a real treat. And I think, Kim, what Kat had to say about learning the steps is so brilliant. I am always discovering that there are more steps to take to get something done than I think there's going to be. And it's so worth the time to learn the steps, because then I feel you can move forward faster.
Absolutely. And I want to say I am very proud of you for all the time we have spent putting processes in place, Adam. Let me just say that.
It is so worth it. And I can tell you, while you're putting the process in place, it's not that fun. But afterwards, when you have to go back to it because you haven't then done the thing for a while, it is heavenly to have that process there. So it is worth the time and effort that you put into it.
We talk a lot about processes on something that is near and dear to Jill and I's hearts.
Yes, I was going to say, speaking of moving forward faster, one way to do that is by listening to Kim and Jill's podcast, Buckets and Boom Gates. They share real life examples of what has worked for them in business and what hasn't worked for them. They truly open up and get very vulnerable during these episodes. You can listen to Buckets and Boom Gates on your favorite podcatcher. And don't forget, don't only listen to it, but also subscribe.
Well, Jill and I have been loving doing the podcast together, and we have, we've made a lot of confessions, even about being hard-headed and fighting for our own way over things, not on the podcast, but in life, and about the times we were tenacious and fought for the best way, not just whatever way we were used to. So I think that is a great example, Adam, of, not only the podcast, but our theme for the show today.
I agree. And I think that everybody should tune in to Buckets and Boom Gates.
Thank you, Adam.
You're welcome. As entrepreneurs and business owners, we all try so hard to get everything done in our own special way. Some of us get theirs, and others, like me, struggle sometimes to get across the finish line. And we don't have to list all the projects that I'm struggling with right now. But I love what Yvonne Marchese has to say in her segment today of Entrepreneurship Later in Life about the difference between being hard-headed and tenacious. I can't wait to hear this.
Thanks, Kim. This is Yvonne Marchese, your resident age agitator, here to talk about later in life entrepreneurship. Here's a question worth sitting with. Are you being tenacious or are you being hard-headed? Because there's a difference. Tenacious means you refuse to give up on your goal, but you're willing to change your approach when something isn't working. You take feedback, you adapt, you keep moving. Hard-headed means that you're attached to being right more than you're committed to the result. As older entrepreneurs, we have a lot of experience, and that's genuinely our superpower. But experience can also make us resistant to doing things differently. Raising my hand here. So the next time that you hit a wall, ask yourself, am I holding on to my goal or am I holding on to my way of doing things? Because the goal matters. How you get there is flexible. That's all for now. Back to you in the GME studio.
I love how Yvonne shares the hard-headedness, tenacious things. I think hard-headed closes doors, like she's talking about, but being tenacious, I think opens new options and opportunities.
I so agree with you, Kim. And I have seen firsthand how being hard-headed or stubborn can hold you back. What Yvonne had to say about being tenacious and open to new ideas is such a beneficial skill to entrepreneurs and business owners. And Yvonne has some incredible conversations on her podcast, Late Bloomer Living. She is she's also just celebrated her 6-year anniversary, I believe it is. Mm-hmm. And I think she has over like 280 episodes.
Yes.
So there's a lot of episodes to listen to, and the conversations that Yvonne has with entrepreneurs later in life, they are so incredible and so inspiring.
It's such a binge-worthy podcast, Adam. So follow the show, y'all, and listen on your favorite podcatcher. She has won awards for her podcast, and well-deserved ones, let me say.
100% agree, Kim. Very well worth it. You know, on the flip side of being open to new ideas, there have been many times I couldn't get across the finish line because I tried to do something in business and I just couldn't do it. But I never saw my desired result. I have no idea. Kim, I am so confused by my words right now. I have no idea what I'm saying.
Well, I think, all of us try different ways of doing things. And sometimes we stick to the ways that like default. We go back to the default on our whatever we're doing. But Jill has something to say in today's Mama's Entrepreneur segment about the difference between not quitting and not listening. I love this segment.
Thanks, Kim. There is a difference between not quitting and not listening. Not quitting is powerful, but not listening can get you stuck. I know from experience. As a mom and entrepreneur, I know I can hold on tightly to what I think should work. And I can see that in many others as well, especially when there's so much information out there that we are absorbing and applying both to motherhood and entrepreneurship, thinking we're going to try it this way, we're going to try it that way. And once we find a way that works, we kind of stick with it and we stop listening to others. But is that always the tenacity that we're looking for? So tenacity is staying committed to the goal while being open to changing the approach. So I know we have many common goals as moms and as entrepreneurs, and when we find the way that we think works for us, we aren't so quick to allowing someone else's approach to come in and shift how we're getting there. So the growth comes when we allowed feedback, when we are able to adjust, and when we can start trying again a little bit differently. And that's what's important when it comes to listening and to allowing us to grow. So you don't have to give up your goals. You just might need to release the way you're trying to get there. So what can you stop and try to see something a little bit differently and see if that works for you reaching that goal? Back to you in the GME studio.
I love it. So hard-headed is like stuck in this is how I do it, like that stubbornness, and can cause you to quit, like Jill said. But tenacious lives in how can I do it better, which requires being open and listening. Also, just like Jill said, she's a wise woman, Adam.
I agree with you completely, Kim. What Jill had to say about the importance of listening, especially when you're trying to get something done in your business and you need to ask for help. I love how she also said not listening to that advice can keep you stuck.
We don't want to stay stuck around here. Let's just say that.
No, we don't. And if you are a mom who is struggling in her season of postpartum, Jill has an amazing way to help you get unstuck. And that is through her book, Mama Outspoken. Jill shared her.
Vulnerable.
Yes. Oh, I didn't know if you were going to say something else.
Yeah, go ahead, Adam. I'm just saying that like she really did make a tenacious decision to be vulnerable. And I think that that's worth mentioning out loud.
Yes, Jill really opens up in this book about her journey. And I feel like if you're a mom out there, or a mom out there who is struggling and needs to know she's not alone, Jill's book is the answer. So you can get her book on Amazon, or you can go to Jill's website, mamaoutspoken.com, and pick up your copy there as well.
Well, speaking of asking for things in the right way, because I love Jill's book and you just have to go and get it the right way, Amazon or the website, but we will all want to do our best in business, and you can be tenacious and ask for what you need, or you can be hard-headed and see where that gets you, because it doesn't pan out. I love what Broadway actress and cabaret star Karen Mason had to say about this in Adam's segment of Entrepreneurs in Entertainment.
Thanks, Kim. It's Adam. And for today's Entrepreneurs in Entertainment segment, I wanted to once again spotlight cabaret star and Broadway actress Karen Mason, who has been seen in such shows as Mamma Mia, Sunset Boulevard, and Love Never Dies, the sequel to Andrew Lloyd Webber's hit musical, Phantom of the Opera. In 2021, during the global pandemic, Karen and I had an amazing remote conversation where she truly opened up to me about the right way you can get what you want and the wrong way to ask for what you need in business. In this clip, Karen shared how asking for what she wanted in the right way allowed her to have a great experience in Love Never Dies.
Example, if you did advocate for yourself and you got this role.
Well, one time it didn't work for me. And the other time I did advocate for myself. And that was a big thing. It was so nice when somebody said, "Oh, we understand. We see what you're saying. Let us think about it and come back to you." And it was like, what?
Wow.
This is how it works? Damn, I would have done this a lot earlier. But it was about doing it calmly, not getting hysterical and not going off the rails, yelling and screaming. It was about, here's what I need. If you want me to do a great job, here's what I'm thinking I need at the moment. And to their credit, they listened and worked with me on it.
I hope Karen's approach shows you how you can get what you want in your business if you approach it the right way. And that is today's Entrepreneurs in Entertainment segment. It's back to you in the GME studio.
I love this segment, Adam. Karen is such a great example for us all. And I will say you need to go listen to the whole interview. Let me just put that out there.
Yes, because Karen also shared she tells the story of the time where it did not work out so well for her when she didn't ask in the right way. So I just think that Karen is a great example of that, Kim, of asking for things. When you ask for things in the right way and you give a clear understanding of what you need for your business, it really helps you move forward.
Well, let me just say that is on Bearing It All with Call Me Adam, season 2, episode 13. If you want to jot that down so that you can go find the right episode, season 2, episode 13. Adam has so many, you got to have the numbers to find what you're looking for. Let me say that. But Adam, we talked about your podcast at the beginning of the show, and I want to make sure everyone knows you actually have an amazing book too. You have written an amazing, stories. You've shared some stories behind the scene. I want to say, I know you say behind the curtain, and I think that's appropriate, but I want to say it's behind the scenes of you, like the things that you have learned while interviewing all these celebrities. So it's a very great book, y'all. You can get it on Amazon or callmeadam.com, Adam's entertainment platform. And Adam, you want to say anything about your book? Because I love the book.
Thank you, Kim. I think it's a really fun read. And if you're a fan of pop culture, or if you're wanting to be a celebrity interviewer as well, the book is perfect for both of you because I share my tips and mistakes and lessons. And then for pop culture people, you learn about what goes on behind the scenes of a celebrity interview.
I love that.
And one of the things too that maybe the book can do is help you move forward if you want to be a celebrity interviewer. And a great way to move the needle in your business is to create a vision board. And
your book was on your vision board.
I was just about to say it was. So do you want to tell our viewers why they should come to the vision board party?
Definitely, Adam, because we think around here creating and updating your vision board is a tenacious way to get what you want out of life. Don't you think so, Adam? Like,
oh yeah,
having been able to hold your book now from the vision board.
It is much better to have it in my hands physically than just looking at it on my board. But that was the first step to helping me get the book done.
I think when you do a vision board, you have to remember it's you helping your brain help you get what you want out of life. Because sometimes we kind of go willy-nilly through life and let life happen to us. And when you get serious about what you want out of life and you put it in a picture or a feeling or a word or whatever it is you put on your vision board, it really does make your brain start to help you get there. So it's an amazing tool is what I'm going to call it, Adam.
Yes, the Vision Board Party has become one of my favorite events that we host here in the My Sexy Business community, because I have seen the power of the vision board, not only because my book came to fruition, but I just had recently another image from my vision board come to life, which I will be sharing at the Vision Board Party. So if you want to find out what that dream was, you have to come join us at the Vision Board Party on Wednesday, July 29th at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 11 a.m. Central Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And this quarter's Vision Board Party will be hosted by Kim White. So if you go to the My Sexy Business website, you can RSVP so you can get the link to join us.
So our hostess with the mostest, which is actually Jill, is out for this one. So we'll be celebrating with her when she comes back. But I definitely want to say anyone in the community, we have an amazing community. Anyone in the community is welcome. This is a free party. This is a free event. And we want you to know watching, if you want to come to it, all you have to do is join the party, because it's inside the community is why. So love this event. Can't wait. You are tuning in to Good Morning Entrepreneurs, show number 149, and today's theme is hard-headed versus tenacious. And I will say that you are in good company again with all of us. But if you'd like to connect with any of the roving reporters who understand the difference and have been there on both sides, then you can grab the QR code, which they're going to put up in the corner, and make it where you can go to your TV screen or device, whatever, and use the QR code to get to mysexybusiness.com. If not, you can go straight to mysexybusiness.com. Let me say that, and connect with the roving reporters. Hit the GME tile and you'll get to the directory. So we definitely are open around here and tenacious, not trying to be hard-headed, Adam.
Very well said, Kim. And speaking of being open around here, we get so many questions from viewers just like you. This week's question is, how do I know if I should quit my business?
Oof. So this one's going to be spicy, Adam, and I'm not holding back. I believe hard-headed people protect their ego. Tenacious people protect the goal. So ask yourself, and y'all don't be mad at me, but just ask yourself and be honest which one you are in this situation. And remember, you can change your actions, which change your answer. So be honest. Are you only staying in business because you fear someone saying, I told you so? Because that is a reason some people stay and it's not the right one. Or do you don't want to be embarrassed? I remember one of the businesses I closed intentionally. Actually, I was embarrassed at first because everybody was making fun of me for having a successful business that I closed, but it was the right decision. And all these years later, I still know it was right because of the outcome. I was more successful by closing that business. So are you stuck for the moment and need to find a different way to reach your goal? If that's the case, never give up. Keep going, ask questions, find a better way. But either way, don't make decisions based on other people's opinions. Make them based on why you are in business and what your goal is. We've got this, you've got this, sweet viewer. You can do this.
Kim, that is very well said. And the only thing I'm going to add, as somebody who has thought about quitting many times, I always think back to why I started. And just when I'm on the verge of being like, I'm done with interviews. I get an interview that I have been so longing for, and it reminds me of why I started. So it happens to all of us.
It does. It absolutely does.
And since we're talking about quitting businesses, Kim, do you ever wonder why so many companies have a hard time retaining employees?
I actually don't wonder. I actually realize why.
Well,
Thanks,
this is a question for our viewers. How many times a year do you get recognized by your employer? If it's more than just your annual review, you're very lucky. In today's Surprise and Delight marketing segment, the giveologist herself, Donna Bender, shares practical ways you can spotlight your employees to make them feel valued all year long, so they will want to stay at your company for many years to come.
Thanks, Kim. This is Donna Bender coming to you as a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Today's Surprise and Delight marketing segment is on recognition that goes above and beyond for your employees. Most companies wait for an annual review or a holiday party to say thank you, but the truth is the best people are giving their best effort all year long. When you only recognize them once a year, you miss so many opportunities to reinforce their value and build real loyalty. So that's where a tool like a curated gift of choice catalog can change the game. But this catalog, you set the dollar amount of what you want to give, and the only products your employees see are the ones that match your budget. This means you stay in control of your spend while they get the joy of choosing something they truly want from a selection that's already been thoughtfully curated. Instead of guessing at sizes or preferences or hobbies, you're saying, I appreciate you and I pick what will make you feel seen and celebrated. As you think about how to go above and beyond for your employees this year, consider moving to intentional choice. The gift of choice catalog, make it simple to reward great work in a way that's meaningful and still aligned with your budget. Back to you at the GME studio.
I agree with Donna that recognizing your employees makes them feel more valued and makes them want to stay at your company longer. And Kim, and I just have to say, one of the things I love about working for you is the amount of times you praise my work, and knowing that you value my assistance makes me feel more valued and seen.
I definitely value you, Adam, as a human and as part of the team. You are an amazing addition to our team, but you're also an amazing leader of the team. So I appreciate the production leading that you do on the show. Like, I appreciate all of that. So yes, I do appreciate you, Adam. So let's just say, though, to go and subscribe to Donna's YouTube channel. It's at Donna Bender Giving. I want to make sure everybody knows you can go and catch the replays for all of Donna's big show and tells. She shares so much wisdom and helps you get big marketing and branding results from her strategies. And like, just a little side note or behind the scenes, she helps us with a lot of those things that we recognize everybody with. So Donna is amazing at getting branded products, getting awards, getting gifts in order, all the things. So definitely head over and follow her show.
Yes, you'll get a lot of great tips. And I also want to say that, speaking of Donna, in addition to her big show and tell, she is going to be the host of our next monthly Community Conversations Roundtable, which is coming up on Friday, July 31st at 8 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 a.m. Central Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And this month's topic is lecturing versus edutainment.
I love this topic. I love the roundtable. The roundtable discussions have been so good. I can't wait to be there. And remember, if you're a member of the My Sexy Business community, which is free to join, you have a seat at the table too. So it's not just come and listen, it's come and participate. Come join us in the conversation, because it is definitely so valuable.
Yes, it is. And you can RSVP by going to the My Sexy Business website and joining the community from there.
Perfect.
Not only is it important for your employees to feel valued and seen, Kim, but your body needs to feel that way as well. Have you ever been working out and wondering why your routine is not getting you the desired results?
Yes.
I sure have. Yes. Well, I think what Kat Corchado has to say in her segment on health and wellness for entrepreneurs is spot on about being hard-headed and tenacious when it comes to taking care of your body.
Thanks, Kim. Today I want to talk to you about your other business, your health. When it comes to fitness and wellness, are you being hard-headed or are you being tenacious? It ignores pain. It ignores exhaustion. Ignores the signals your body is sending and keeps doing the same workout, the same diet, even when it's clearly not working. Tenacious says, I'm committed to feeling better and I'm willing to adjust until I find out what truly works for my body. Hard-headed is about ego. I should be able to do this. I don't need help. Tenacious is about wisdom. I want long-term health. So I'll listen, learn, and adapt. And here's the twist. To people watching you, both versions can look like you're just obsessed with fitness. Pride can keep you stuck. Purpose helps you build habits you can live with. Be less hard-headed and be more tenacious about your health. Back to you in the GME studio.
I love Kat. I love her wisdom. So being hard-headed is refusing to change, just like Kat said, and being tenacious is refusing to give up while you change. I'm not giving up on my health, Adam, thanks to Kat showing me how to get started and how to keep it moving, as she says.
Kim, I agree with you and with what Kat had to say, that if you're not noticing a change in your body from your workouts, you need to take a look at what you're doing or consult with a professional like Kat who can help you be more tenacious with your workouts.
I agree. So Kat's challenge is what we're talking about. It's a great place to get started. I wasn't sure where to start and was overwhelmed with all the experts that don't agree. Do this, do that. I was so overwhelmed. And it's very frustrating to try to find, you're willing to start, but you don't know where. I think this is one of the perfect examples of where to start, the 11-minute fitness challenge with Kat. She showed me what to do to get started, and now I'm back 1,000,000%. I'll say that. And it was key to my recovery after facing, a health scare.
I love Kat's 11-minute fitness challenge. As someone who has taken it, I'm always amazed at what you can accomplish in 11 minutes and how good your body feels afterwards that you got this kind of workout in. So definitely head over to Kat's website, which is smallspacepilates.com, and sign up for the next Keep It Moving 11-minute fitness challenge, because it will definitely help you and make you more tenacious with your body.
Boom shakalaka.
Yes. Now, I have a question for all of our viewers. And Kim, if you want to answer this question, you can. But do you remember getting all excited about finding the one keyword that you felt fit your business model the best and then putting it everywhere?
I think we can all say yes.
Yes.
If we have found a keyword.
Yes, exactly. But after you get that keyword, you start to notice that people weren't actually finding you so easily. Well, in today's Helping Entrepreneurs Be Findable Online, the findability queen herself, Denise Millay, talks to us about how being tenacious with your keywords helps you more than you think.
Thanks, Kim and team. Today we're talking about hard-headed versus tenacious, and it applies to SEO more than you think. A lot of people get hard-headed about one dream keyword. They decide, I have to show up for this big competitive phrase, and they pour all their time and energy into it. That's not tenacity. That's just being stuck. Tenacity in SEO looks different. It means staying committed to being found, but flexible in the path you take. Here's what that looks like in practice. Instead of chasing one giant vague keyword like business coach or weight loss, you get curious. You research related, longer phrases your audience is typing in. Things like business coach for new course creators or a weight loss plan for busy moms over 40. Then you create multiple pieces of content around those specific real life phrases. All your blog posts, podcasts, facts pages, case studies, all of them taking a slightly different angle. You're still showing up, but you're still committed, but you're not banging your head against one impossible wall. You're being tenacious. Back to you in the GME studio.
Oh, Kim, I have to jump in and say Denise's tips in telling me to vary my keywords is one of the things that have helped me get almost 4 million visitors in the last 3 years alone. I could have easily stayed stuck with the 1 or 2 words I liked, but adding a variety of keywords has tapped more into the terms my visitors use to find my site and my interviews.
Denise is full of wisdom.
Yes. And if you're looking for more tips from Denise, then you need to listen to her podcast, SEO Day Podcast, which comes out every Tuesday. Denise says, make Tuesday your SEO day. And these are short bite-sized episodes that you can actually do the work that Denise is talking about as you listen to the episode. So if you have not already subscribed to her podcast, go to your favorite podcatcher, search SEO Day, and subscribe and listen and start getting the SEO results you're looking for.
I love it. 5 questions she answers each episode, and you can implement that day. So yes, make Tuesdays, as we like to say, your SEO day.
And another place that you can find tips from Denise and Kim is at Website Royalty Town Hall, which takes place every Thursday at 4 p.m. Mountain Time, 5 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Kim and Denise share how a Kajabi website can really help you grow your business. They talk about the benefits of this all-in-one platform has, and they show you different ways you can use Kajabi for your business. You can watch Website Royalty Town Hall from everywhere you are watching GME today. So if you have not tuned in already, go to the My Sexy Business YouTube channel and check it out. And subscribe while you're there.
That's right. We have fun together, and we hope we're helping a lot of people.
Yes. Well, I think you are. And I also think, Kim, that it's time to be more tenacious and get a better understanding of some of the business language we use on the daily by going into Princess Speak, which is sponsored by the My Sexy Business team and community.
Welcome to Princess Speak, where we translate what the heck does that mean into, oh, I've got this, for entrepreneurs and business owners on the daily. Today's phrase is right fighter. A right fighter is someone who is always has to be right. This is a person who needs to win every argument, prove their point, or defend their position, even when they're wrong or the issue is minor. They struggle to admit mistakes, rarely say, I was wrong, and often dismiss or override other perspectives. Their need to be right is usually about protecting their ego or sense of control, which can damage trust, communication, and connection with others, which can destroy your business. Does this sound like someone you know? I am Kim White, and this was Princess Speak, turning into handled. Keep your words simple, your message clear, and build that business like you mean it. This is definitely a juicy one this week, Adam. Have you ever met a right fighter?
I'm always right, Kim. I'm always right. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. I am right. So yes, I have met a right fighter.
You're so funny.
But in all seriousness, I mean, I have met people like that who, no matter what you say, they always feel like they're right. And I have learned to just let them have what they feel and move on, because I know I'm not going to change their minds.
It's hard to help someone who can't change their mind, I'll say.
I think I've also learned as I've gotten older in these golden years that a lot of right fighters are just afraid. They're afraid to be wrong because they don't have the capacity or this tools to find a way to search for an answer. And so they've kind of built themselves on their answers and they can't change them. And sometimes that's not something you want to knock your head up against. So, but it is good to be aware of them so they don't do as much damage. But you just kind of go, okay, this is not a person that I can influence. And as Adam said, you just keep going.
And it's not a judgy thing. I will say that it's not a judging someone who feels they need to be right. I agree with you, Denise. There's underlying things to that, definitely. But when you can't help somebody, you can't help somebody. That's the part that we want to make someone understand. If they're fighting that, they're not going to win against a right fighter.
I think what's missing is listening, because that's what it was for me while I was being a right fighter. I wasn't listening well. I wasn't willing to be tenacious, where I would have more listening than I would that I needed to be right, or I needed to share my perspective or point of view, not just sit and listen to others and see what I could learn. But practicing listening over the last years have helped me step away from being a right fighter in business and really learn to shift that. So I think as we practice listening, we can practice putting that right fighter aside and start being really tenacious.
I love that, Jill. And I have to say, I've watched you grow so much as a leader. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. When you're fighting for your way, not being right about something, a situation or something, but fighting for your way, you can't lead other people the right way. And Jill, you have just been an amazing leader. So I'm very proud of you.
Thanks.
Okay, so a quick test to see if you or someone you know is being a right fighter is if feedback feels like an attack, you're being hard-headed. And if feedback feels like fuel, it gives you information, you're being tenacious. So I think that that's a great way to do a quick test to see which side of that coin you're landing on.
100%. And speaking of a quick test, Kim, do you have a sexy challenge for us this week?
Oh my goodness, I do, Adam. I'm so excited about it. I am giggling because this is a new part of our show. So you guys have to understand we're still working things out, but we have a intro video that we can play, and then we can do the drum roll. We can just, hey, we're doing a live do-over. We're not hard-headed. We're tenacious. Maybe. How about we just do it next time, y'all? It's okay. They are doing their best to find. Oh, did you find it?
We got it. We got
got rid of it. Sorry. All right, let's go again.
Okay, so before we wrap up GME today, and I love that we got to give an example of our tenaciousness tenaciousness with the show, because here's the thing. If you're thinking of doing a show, a live stream, a podcast, anything where you're live, just remember your crown can like fall off in the middle of it. You can play the wrong video, and guess what? You can still survive that and do a great job. So we hope we are a good example for you today. But before we wrap up, I do have a simple challenge for you. Drum roll, please. Today, we talked about the difference between being hard-headed and being tenacious. Hard-headed is refusing to change. Tenacious is refusing to give up while being willing to change. Here's your hard-headed versus tenacious challenge for this week. And it's actually an unstuck challenge is what I'm going to call it. So step 1, think of one area where you've been stuck. Be honest with yourself. It's okay. You're just talking to you. It might be your business. It might be your health. It might be your schedule, your money, or a relationship. Think about it and be very honest. Ask yourself one honest question about it. Am I being hard-headed here or tenacious? If you keep doing the same thing, getting the same results, and ignoring feedback, that's hard-headed, y'all. That is such a sign of hard-headed. But if you're staying committed to the goal, but adjusting your approach, that's tenacious. Sometimes it takes several tries at processing how we can change something. So don't think of it as you have to change it all immediately, but what can you change about it? So step 3, if you realize you've been hard-headed, pick one small change. You will test this week. You're just going to test it. Change one little habit, one conversation, one strategy, or one decision. Something that says, I'm still committed, but I'm willing to do it differently. That's it. One area, one honest check-in, one small change. And if you want extra accountability, share your small change with me or with somebody you trust, somebody with their crown falling off, with someone you trust. Remember, you can join the community. We're there in the community, and I think that this is a great challenge. So shift from hard-headed to tenacious. And I will say, if you know someone who is hard-headed or tenacious, we'll say they get to pick which one they are. Don't forget to share the show. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And we're glad you're here with us on this adventure. Falling crowns, wrong graphics, whatever it is, we're glad you're here. So we'll see you next week. Love y'all. Join us next Friday at 7 a.m. Central.
This is the team signing off for Good Morning Entrepreneurs.